Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 origin continent based on novel. So let's start. The Vine Jiao Legion hovered in the sky, its invisible force enveloping the ruins of the Blood Python Association headquarters, dragging out the surviving members one by one. For a moment, deep within the vast headquarters spanning 1 billion kilometers, millions of members were relocated. After the battle, only 1 or 2/10 of these Blood Python Association members survived, said Jiang Qingrong, looking down and shaking his head slightly. Those who survived were almost all hiding deep underground, the deputy general beside him added. The Blood Python Association headquarters indeed had a multitude of underground structures. It was only because the land in the land of origin was solid and stable that 1 or 2/10 of the members survived the horrific battle. General Jiang Qingrong and the Deputy General noticed that the Flame Wind Association's Dark Hall had sent a new bounty. Each time there was a change in bounties, the Dark Hall would actively send them to their clients. The bounty displayed, the mission to assassinate the leader of the Blood Python Association, Mu Yang, had been completed. The leader of the Blood Python Association is dead, the Deputy General asked in surprise. Since they could not see any eternal true god corpses in the ruins, they indeed did not know the extent of the casualties. If the Flame Wind Pavilion confirms the death, then it is indeed true, Jiang Qingrong nodded. Since the Flame Wind Pavilion's Dark Hall issued assassination missions, they naturally had full confidence in confirming the target's life or death. The Deputy General spoke solemnly. Our entire Vine Jiao Legion couldn't do anything against the leader of the Blood Python Association. And now he has been killed. The power of the one who took action is stronger than our entire legion. Jiang Qingrong sighed. I wonder who it was. Whoosh! A group of figures shuttled through the void, arriving from afar. Leading them was the supreme commander of Huyang's 10 great legions, Mo Li Xiao. Mo Li Xiao had a somewhat aged face, with his eyes burning with purple flames as he surveyed the battlefield. You take charge of the Vine Jiao Legion. I'll go to greet Commander Mo Li, instructed General Jiang Qingrong. Right, the Deputy General immediately responded. The 10 great legions of Huyang, when at full strength, each had 2 eternal true gods, over 20,000 true gods of void space, and over 20 million elite true gods. This was a double configuration. They always made sure to have at least 1 eternal true god, over 10,000 true gods of void space, and over 10 million elite true gods within the Legion's mechanical flow secret treasure. This way, they could rotate shifts, ensuring that an unexpected event befalling an eternal true god wouldn't affect the Legion's operations. Phew! General Jiang Qingrong flew out of the colossal Vine Jiao Legion to personally welcome Commander Mo Li Xiao. Commander Mo Li, General Jiang Qingrong flew to the side. Flame Wind Pavilion has confirmed that the leader of the Blood Python Association is dead. Mo Li Xiao gazed at the vast ruins of the Blood Python Association headquarters. In Huyang City, there are only a handful who could kill the leader of the Blood Python Association. Indeed, he couldn't even escape, just forcibly killed. Jiang Qingrong nodded, then continued, the confrontation was always inside the Blood Python Association headquarters. I immediately relocated all the surviving Blood Python Association members to one side. They haven't destroyed the battlefield. Mo Li Xiao nodded slightly. With just a thought, endless black mist spread out, completely covering the ruins of the Blood Python Association, carefully inspecting every trace of the ruins. By examining the remnants remaining in the ruins, it was possible to deduce some of the details of the clash. The matter here and the power of heaven and earth were completely shattered and melted into chaotic power not long ago, observed Mo Li Xiao carefully. This is not something the leader of the Blood Python Association would do. Jiang Qingrong nodded. It seems that the one who took action must possess a mechanical flow treasure that can control chaotic power. Just by relying on one mechanical flow treasure, one cannot kill the leader of the Blood Python Association. Commander Mo Li Xiao lightly shook his head. The secret treasure you wield is of the Legion mechanical flow. Could you kill the Blood Python leader? General Jiang Qingrong smiled. The one who acted is much stronger than me. Very strong, and not one of the few that I'm familiar with, Commander Mo Li Xiao frowned. A strange powerhouse has come to Huyang City. Their conversation was followed in silence by a group of subordinates who didn't dare to make a sound. At Commander Mo Li Xiao's side was his favorite disciple Gao Wu Shui. Listening to this, Gao Wu Shui felt secretly alarmed in his heart. In his heart, his master was the pillar that supported the entire Huyang city. General Jiang Qingrong was also an extremely powerful eternal true god. Yet now, even his master seemed quite wary of this mysterious figure. We must identify his identity as quickly as possible, Commander Mo Li Xiao spoke. As long as that mysterious strongman goes to claim the reward, the Flame Wind Pavilion will certainly know his identity, General Jiang Qingrong said. But the Flame Wind Pavilion would not betray a client. Commander Mo Li Xiao nodded. As long as he's not standing with Sha Kingdom, it's good news for us. See a thnofire.et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Sha Kingdom often encroaches upon the neighboring areas. As Huyang City is a border city, the pressure is naturally great. Inside Dream Flower Tower, Shong Qianyang and Sang Shuiyun sat opposite each other in a hall, drinking and chatting leisurely, frequent patrons of Dream Flower Tower themselves. They too received the latest offered task sent from the Dark Hall of Flame Wind Pavilion. The Blood Python leader is dead. Shong Qianyang was surprised. He was one of the overlords within Huyang City. I always avoided him whenever I saw him. Who could kill him? The dispirited winged man Sang Shuiyun was indifferent to the news, casually saying, since he established a dark force, and continuously engaged in battles and killings, isn't it only natural he was killed by another strongman in the end? That's true, he met a formidable opponent after killing so many. Shong Qianyang nodded with excitement. But I am still very curious about who exactly made the move. Why bother wondering so much? Give it time, and we'll naturally find out. The winged man Sang Shuiyun leisurely looked at his wine cup. Who could kill the association leader Mu Yang of the Blood Python? A gaunt old chef suddenly paused in his cooking. A slight upturn appeared on his lips. Huyang City is getting more and more interesting. In the reward task, the bounty for the Blood Python leader ranks 5th, while I am ranked 4th, with even higher rewards. Could he be eyeing me next? Puppet Shadow Master Chun Yui, who was also a leader of a dark force, tensed upon hearing the news. At this moment, every client of the Flame Wind Association's Dark Hall in Huyang City had received the newest offered tasks. The news of the Blood Python leader's death naturally caused an uproar throughout Huyang City. The death of Jiarong Yang had less impact. After all, Jiarong Yang was rather weak. But the assassination of the leader of the Blood Python Association was a significant event. After all, among those in Huyang City who could kill him, each one's slightest movement could cause Huyang to tremble. Who are they? Or are they new powerful arrivals? All the forces wanted to know. Chairman Zonyun sat on the top floor of Sky Cloud Tower, holding a transmission token. My killer is Luo He. With an extremely powerful mechanical flow secret treasure, he killed me. His mechanical flow secret treasure greatly surpasses my life blood river, which is valued at 1.5 million cosmic sand. His must be worth at least 5 million cosmic sand. The Blood Python leader sent this message, and a visual to Chairman Zonyun just before his death. The visual showed Luo Feng with 6 pairs of golden wings unfurling behind him, surrounded by a terrifying scene of primal chaos current on both sides. Luo He. Chairman Zonyun was somewhat surprised. Are the 6 pairs of wings on his body ordinary treasures, or mechanical flow secret treasures? Mechanical flow secret treasures often can be integrated into the body, invisible from the exterior. Moreover, throughout the long history of the Land of Origin, an unknown number of eternal level mechanical flow secret treasures have been born. Just in Huyang City alone, the Huyang Legion boasts the 10 Great Legions class treasures, and the Huyang Guards also have slightly weaker Legion treasures. There are also many individual mechanical flow secret treasures. Able to kill the Blood Python leader, his strength is on par with Commander Mo Li Xiao and Shui Yun. Chairman Zonyun affirmed this point. The Mo Li clan today, whose controller is Mo Li Meng, equally received the message and visual from the Blood Python leader just before his death. My killer is Luo He. With an extremely powerful mechanical flow secret treasure, he killed me. His mechanical flow secret treasure greatly surpasses my life-blood river, which is valued at 1.5 million cosmic sand. His must be worth at least 5 million cosmic sand, the exact same message. Mo Li Meng looked at the message and the visual of Luo Feng's Shouwu wings unfolding. 2 mechanical flow secret treasures, adding up to 6.5 million cosmic sand. Not to mention the other treasures he carries, Mo Li Meng mused, he's deliberately using me as his weapon, and I can't help but be tempted. But this Luo he is too mysterious. I have no idea of his background. Mo Li Meng shook his head lightly. This message is not suitable to tell my father. His father is Commander Mo Li Xiao. My father is the pillar of the Mo Li clan. I cannot let him take great risks, Mo Li Meng had decided, as if he had not seen the message. Prior to his death, the Blood Python leader used the karmic messenger order to send this message to 5 forces within Huyang City. These 5 forces shared one thing in common: they all had big backgrounds, capable of summoning some terrifying fighters from elsewhere. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Outside Huyang City. In the midst of endless wilderness, a pitch-black poisonous insect drilled out from the depths of the earth, transforming naturally into a figure, the gaunt vice-chairman Mu Lin. When I refined the poisonous insect body, it was for its strong survival skills. Vice-chairman Mu Lin looked toward the distant Huyang City. My life-bound poisonous insect has always been hiding outside the city. Indeed, Luo he is terrifying. According to the bounty mission sent by the Flame Wind Pavilion, our president also perished. Vice-chairman Mu Lin shook his head lightly. His life-bound poisonous insect carried an ordinary transmission order, only able to receive dark hall messages when close to Huyang City. Unlike the karmic messenger order, the ordinary transmission order's communication range was limited, and it wasn't locatable through karmic means. Vice-chairman Mu Lin was far more cautious than his fellow clansman and President Mu Yang. Time to leave. Stay away from Huyang City. Otherwise, if discovered by Luo He, the hard-earned multitude of poisonous insects would again turn to ashes. Vice-chairman Mu Lin was indeed afraid of Luo Feng. Of the 3 major cities in Zhujiang Primal Chaos Prefecture, let's go to Shuyin City. Having made his decision, Vice-chairman Mu Lin set off towards Shuyin City. Within Huyang City, city owner's mansion. 3 divine power incarnations stood shoulder to shoulder, all watching the citywide monitoring. It was precisely because of this citywide monitoring that the city owner's mansion could keep constant tabs on all the movements of the dark forces, coupled with identity token position locking, to confirm which true gods the dark forces killed. Ordinary true gods each had an identity token, and had to regularly pay the residence fee, or else they would be expelled from the city. If the one who took action uses a minor cosmic domain to block detection, we won't be able to track him, a white-haired figure said. Let's wait and see, we might discover something, Lord of Huyang City said while observing the recorded scenes on the monitors. Commander Mo Li Xiao was also silently watching. Huyang City was built in collaboration by a large number of mechanical flow experts. The city's monitored scenes were preserved for at least a century. Therefore, it was possible to review some past scenes. Look, the white-haired figure, Lord of Huyang City, and Commander Mo Li Xiao all tensed up. Clear for all the city monitoring to see. Luo Feng walked alone to the front gate of the Blood Python Association headquarters, after parting ways with Morosa and Moyu Qingyang. Only then did darkness suddenly materialize, and completely envelop the Blood Python Association headquarters. It's him, Lord of Huyang City exclaimed excitedly, it's Luo He. He didn't use any concealment to block detection, instead, he just walked openly to the front of the Blood Python Association headquarters. Commander Mo Li Xiao nodded, he did it on purpose. Any eternal true god was capable of using a minor cosmic domain to block surveillance, making it impossible for citywide monitoring to detect them. In all of Huyang City, only our city owner's mansion is constantly monitoring the entire city. So, he's merely not hiding from us, the white-haired figure explained. This Luo He is showing goodwill towards our city owner's mansion. Both Commander Mo Li Xiao and Lord of Huyang City nodded their agreement. The spacetime in the land of origin is stable, to perform spacetime backtracking to see past events. No one in Huyang City could achieve that. Therefore, only the ever-vigilant city owner's mansion was able to look back at the scene of Luo Feng arriving at the Blood Python Association headquarters. After leaving the Blood Python Association headquarters, Luo Feng flew away, and now he could already see the distant Flame Wind Pavilion. The city owner's mansion monitors the entire city. They should be able to check the scene when I arrived at the Blood Python Association headquarters, Luo Feng thought. Between the city owner's mansion and the Shi Kingdom's undercover forces, he naturally favored the city owner's mansion. While thinking, Luo Feng had already flown over the Flame Wind Pavilion. Time to claim the reward. Luo Feng flew to the main entrance of the main building of the Flame Wind Pavilion, where the attendant, who had taken care of him last time, was already waiting. Divine Monarch, the attendant immediately approached with a smile. The Deputy Pavilion Master instructed me to invite you over. Deputy Pavilion Master. Luo Feng nodded slightly. Lead the way. The attendant led Luo Feng away from the main building, flying into the depths of the entire structure of the Flame Wind Pavilion, and landed in front of a small building whose door was open. The attendant said, "The Deputy Pavilion Master is already waiting inside for you." Luo Feng nodded, then walked into the small building, with the attendant waiting outside. Inside the small building, a figure of condensed grey mist was sitting there, its two cavity-like holes appearing to smile as it watched Luo Feng. "Lord Luo He, please take a seat," the grey mist figure offered wine personally. Luo Feng sat opposite. "How about tasting this wine?" the grey mist figure said. Luo Feng picked up the wine glass and saw the liquid emanating a chill, with vague terrifying exotic beasts roaring inside. Luo Feng, quite curious, lifted it gently and took a small sip, only to feel a coolness spreading through his soul. This wine is brewed using the blood of the godly king-level exotic beast Myriad Realms Ice Wind Beast, as raw material, which nourishes the soul and can enhance cognition, the grey mist figure stated. 1 cup can maintain the effect for a day. Enhancing cognition. Luo Feng was surprised. Myriad Realms Ice Wind Beast. In the Duandong River heritage, it was recorded that this godly king-level exotic beast was composed of ice. Its icy scales naturally nurtured numerous universes, so many that it was known as the Myriad. The wind it breathed possessed a trace of the power of the origin Great Tao, hence it was long known as the Myriad Realms Ice Wind Beast. It had not been long since it appeared in the land of origin, when the Flame Wind ancient country captured it. They've been raising it and continuously extracting its body's materials to concoct various treasures and fine wines. When I left the Flame Wind ancient country, I brought some with me. I only serve it to friends whom I admire, said the grey mist figure. The Deputy Pavilion Master flatters me. Luo Feng indeed felt the coolness continuously spreading through his soul, significantly increasing the speed of his soul's thoughts, just as the other party had said about the enhancement of cognition. The grey mist figure shook its head. In a relatively remote country like Yu Kingdom, resources are ultimately limited. Being able to kill the Blood Python Association leader one-on-one at the Eternal True God stage is quite formidable. Luo Feng laughed. Indeed, the Blood Python Association leader had deep accumulations in all aspects and used mechanical stream secret treasures, making his strength truly formidable. An eternal true god killing him. Indeed difficult. Figures like Shuiyun and Mo Li Xiao were elites nurtured by the Divine Kingdom. I came here today to claim the bounty, Luo Feng said. Before your confrontation, only you, Lord Luo He, took on the task. And soon after taking the task, the Blood Python Association leader died, the grey mist figure stated. However, according to the rules of the Flame Wind Association's Dark Hall, you still need to present proof of your kill. Since only you took on the task, simply presenting the body, or even remains of the body, or his primary weapon or treasure, will suffice, the grey mist figure said. If several powerful figures had taken on the task at the same time, the Flame Wind Pavilion's verification process would be much more stringent. Would this suffice? Luo Feng flipped his hand and took out the armor left behind by the Blood Python Association leader, which had several inconspicuous cracks and wounds. However, as an eternal level armor secret treasure, these cracks and wounds could heal slowly with nourishment by divine power. Having a glance at it, the grey mist figure smiled and nodded. That will do. Here is your bounty of 160,000 cosmic sands. The grey mist figure waved lightly, and a jade vial appeared in front of Luo Feng. Luo Feng took the jade vial and penetrated it with divine power to check, finding inside the 160,000 cosmic sands. Evidently, the Flame Wind Pavilion had prepared them well in advance. If Lord Luo he does not need to use the large amount of cosmic sand immediately, it can be temporarily stored at the Flame Wind Pavilion, the grey mist figure said with a smile. It can be exchanged at any Flame Wind Pavilion across the entire land of origin. No need, Luo Feng stood up. He knew about the storage services offered by the Flame Wind Pavilion, especially for those powerful cultivators who died without arranging for heirs. In those cases, their deposits in the Flame Wind Pavilion naturally became the property of the pavilion. Deputy Pavilion Master, I shall take my leave now, Luo Feng stated. The grey mist figure stood up to see him off. After Luo Feng departed, a muscular man suddenly appeared in the small building. Pavilion Master, wouldn't you want to chat with him for a bit? The grey mist figure looked at the muscular man. To be able to kill the Blood Python Association leader single-handedly, one generally has some background. Either they are elites nurtured by a divine kingdom, or they have had some unique adventure, undergoing numerous hardships. But this Luo he, the Flame Wind Pavilion had no prior records of him. The muscular man gently shook his head. I feel he's like a wisp of mist. Uncle, don't you think he's too reckless? He walked into the Blood Python Association headquarters in broad daylight, killed the Blood Python Association leader. After killing, he immediately came to our Flame Wind Pavilion to claim his bounty. The muscular man frowned. Doesn't he guess that many forces in Huyang City must be watching the doors to the Flame Wind Pavilion? Him coming to the Flame Wind Pavilion at this time must have been noticed by many forces. The grey mist figure nodded. Indeed, he is quite reckless. It means he didn't consider those forces worth his regard. The muscular man laughed. But one thing is very certain, he values this bounty highly. Most cultivators have to struggle for resources, the grey mist figure sighed, having seen too many eternal true gods behave ruthlessly for wealth during his tenure at the Flame Wind Pavilion. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Huyang City, Primal Chaos Armor 913 Cave Mansion. Lord Luo sir, I'm good just guarding here. Moyu Qingyang was meditating in a small building near the cave mansion's main gate, while Morosa also kept an eye on the main gate. Don't mind me, Morosa scolded. Oh? Moyu Qingyang immediately shut up, daring not to say more. Morosa patiently waited. Finally, the formation of the cave mansion operated, and the grand door naturally opened as Luo Feng flew in from the outside. Master! Morosa instantly darted out to approach Luo Feng, smiling ingratiatingly. Moyu Qingyang also immediately followed out and waited by the side. Seeing Morosa's demeanor, Luo Feng laughed and said, Don't worry. I tried my best to preserve your food. Thank you, Master. Morosa was overjoyed. Qingyang, focus and comprehend the laws deeply, Luo Feng instructed. Yes, Moyu Qingyang immediately responded. Following that, Luo Feng took Morosa and went to the underground Grand Hall. Master is truly formidable, directly assaulting the headquarters of the Blood Python Association. I wonder if the leader of the Blood Python is dead or alive, thought Moyu Qingyang, as he returned to the small building at the side. The stronger Luo Feng became, the more he filled with anticipation. After all, if he passed the test, he hoped to become an apprentice. Moyu Qingyang sat cross-legged in the small building, beginning to carefully contemplate the 10 fundamental laws. In the underground Grand Hall, inside the Star Tower. With a wave of his hand, Luo Feng threw out the corpses of Vice President Lai Mo and Association leader Mu Yang of the Blood Python, the two massive bodies exuding a rather terrifying aura. 2 bodies. Morosa's eyes lit up. There's also a vice president whose body is of poisonous insects, transforming into millions of poisonous insects, said Luo Feng. I destroyed the millions of poisonous insects, and he was utterly eradicated and vanished. However, I suspect he might still be alive because, with such a body, if trained sufficiently, each insect is a life. But his strength was weak, so it's not necessary to mind. Morosa nodded, his eyes fervently fixated on the body of the blood python leader. Still, the body of a powerful one is preferred. The lineage of this blood python leader probably reached the tenfold realm of an eternal true god. Moreover, the lineage he primarily cultivated is also very powerful. If you like it, that's good, said Luo Feng as he nodded and then went to another layer of space in the Star Tower. Morosa then sat cross-legged, beginning to absorb the powerful lineage and various energies contained in the two bodies. Luo Feng was alone in a layer of space in the Star Tower. Let's see how much I gained this time. Luo Feng waved his hand, taking out all the spoils of war from his trip to the headquarters of the Blood Python Association. Wow, how could the Blood Python leader carry so much cosmic sand? Luo Feng eyed the treasures storing cosmic sand in front of him, and after a brief tally, couldn't help but be astonished, including what the two vice presidents carried and the bounty. The cosmic sand amounts to over 980,000 pieces. This enormous amount of cosmic sand delighted Luo Feng. An eternal true god's resources are either used in cultivation or exchanged for powerful treasures. Luo Feng was surprised. It's unexpected that the blood python leader carried so much cosmic sand on his person. The resources for a second body refinement should be enough. Luo happily looked towards the floating blood-colored disc, its surface glistening with a flow of light. Upon closer observation, he discovered a massive blood river flowing inside it. Luo Feng stretched out his hand and grasped the blood-colored disc, perfect divine power permeating through it. After perfect divine power was infused, it quickly refined this masterless mechanical stream secret treasure, and extracted a large amount of information from it. An eternal true god-level individual mechanical treasure, life blood river. Luo Feng was secretly shocked. With this mechanical treasure, one can transform their godly body into a blood river, almost flawlessly. Whether it's for protection, killing enemies, escaping, eroding, or creating avatars, this life blood river possesses primal chaos characteristics, very powerful. From value assessment, my Showa wings are valued at around 1 million cosmic sand, while this life blood river is valued at about 1,500,000 cosmic sand, even higher. Luo Feng deduced. An eternal true god-level mechanical stream secret treasure, commanding some power of the primal chaos realm, this was already among the pinnacle in the land of origin. Typically valued between 500,000 to 5 million cosmic sand, there's no essential disparity in them. A mechanical stream secret treasure worth 5 million cosmic sand is more like a perfect combination of several mechanical stream secret treasures. With a thought, Luo Feng infused a full 1% of his divine power into this blood-colored disc, and although he hadn't studied the life blood river, this mechanical stream secret treasure in detail, relying on perfect divine power, he could crudely use it right after acquiring it. Boom 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 .. The blood-colored disc trembled. Sir the novelfire.net *, website, on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The 1% of Luo Feng's divine power was even more massive than that of an unlimited godly body eternal true god. A blood river that seemed to sweep across and devour everything formed, as if it wanted to submerge all things and return everything to chaos, integrating into the blood river. Watching the fearsome blood river floating in front of him, Luo Feng wore a smile. Such a formidable treasure was squandered by the leader of the blood python. Luo Feng lamented. In terms of combating enemies, the Showa wings were not as troublesome or fearsome as this life blood river. This video will end here.